Hi, my name is Jeremy Sullivan, and in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you how a daunted incident turned into the map that would navigate me towards a unique course used for centuries by the Miwok people, and how anyone who follows it can improve their kidney health in just a matter of weeks, without dialysis sessions, prescribed medications, or expensive and life-threatening surgeries. And that's not all. I'll show you how, even though this recipe has been passed down for centuries by people that have no clue about modern and conventional medicine, recent scientific papers have emerged, such as this landmark study published by a famous and highly respected research team from the Harvard School of Medicine, and featured in the Journal of Computational and Structural Biotechnology just less than a year ago, proving that this solution is guaranteed to work for anyone, no matter if you suffer from early kidney disease, acute kidney infections, or if you're in excruciating pain because of kidney stones. You see, contrary to the chronic myths you've been exposed to, the real reason behind your deteriorating kidney health is directly correlated to a perilous activity that takes place inside your veins right now, viciously poisoning your bloodstream, until it causes irreversible damage to your kidneys. Once you fully understand how and why this happens, you'll be able to get rid of the poison that savages your body and restore your kidneys' optimal function in just a matter of weeks. In fact, this approach is 100% pure and proven to work for you. No matter how advanced your kidney disease or infection is, no matter if you're 20 or 90 years old, or if the symptoms have been tormenting you for months or years. So if your pain is getting worse and you feel your body's abandoning you as the days pass by, and doctors shrug their shoulders telling you there's nothing you can do, it's all right to have your doubts, I get it. After all, you've been exploited and deceived for years, being falsely convinced that rebounding your kidneys not only is a lost cause, but in order to keep them from dying, you have to go through savage solutions, horrific surgeries, and life-threatening drugs. But this changes now, because no matter what you do or how severe your kidney condition is, and even if this is too ideal for you to believe, you owe it to yourself to keep watching. Because I give you my word, it's going to change your life. So if what you wish for is a pain-free and easy way to turn your kidneys' engines on, and if you're sick and tired of the schemes and fabrications the money-hungry big pharma multinationals have been shoving down your throat all these years, then stay with me, because the end will surprise you, and it will give you the real and unique solution to recharge your kidneys in just a matter of weeks. Over 134,800 people of every age all over the globe have finally healed their kidneys by following this ritual. These are some of their confessions and experiences. Shannon Stewart, 62, from Huntington Beach, California, says, "I just don't know what to say. I'm always so skeptical when it comes to this kind of solutions. I'm the most stubborn person you'll ever meet. My son was trying for months to persuade me to give it a go. I honestly did because he insisted so much. And just like that, my life changed forever. This is excellent, it really works. Keeping the urinary environment clean. After a month, my kidneys started to work better and stopped bothering me. Great value for money. I totally recommend this." George Patterson, 58, from Manchester, New Hampshire, writes, "I had kidney problems for many years. A kidney doctor said my kidneys were only functioning at 28%. I started taking your kidney cleanse before I saw the doctor, and he said to take another blood test in 30 days. I went back a month later to retake the blood test. Went to the doctor and he said everything is functioning normally. My kidneys rebounded and were normal, and everything he tested for in the blood test is all normal. This stuff is phenomenal. I will never stop taking it. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And Taylor Wood, 47 years old, from Kentwood, Michigan, who says, "I had been diagnosed with severe kidney problems and was facing possible dialysis treatments. The doctor didn't prescribe any medication or other remedies, and the condition worsened. I got your product out of curiosity, and after a few weeks the lower left back pain I was experiencing had gone completely. During my next visit to the clinic, My kidney function readings were markedly improved. The doctor was impressed and asked me what I was taking so that he could pass information on to other patients. This should be worth thousands. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and this is exactly why I had to share this natural approach with you. To help people revive their kidneys' optimal function naturally and fast, without tormenting their body and mind with terrifying procedures and risky surgeries that cost more than a lifetime's earnings. And I should know better, because not too long ago I was on the same boat. It all started 2 years ago when I would get dizzy and have vomit sensations out of the blue. I would brush it off thinking it's a seasonal infection or who knows what else, convinced that in a week or so I would be fine. Only it got worse. The vomit wouldn't stop and I felt I would pass out at any given chance. I could feel my muscles clenching, my chest suffering from invisible little stabbings that most of the time would make me unable to sleep and heck, actually do anything at all. When this storm would pass, my back would start aching, leaving me in constant pain and discomfort. And yet I was positive that this was my body complaining about getting old. So what I did was to ignore any signs until it was too late. It was the blood in my urine that knocked me off and forced me to cross the doctor's office. When I found out I had stage 3 of kidney disease, I lost the ground under my feet. My blood tests showed a GFR lower than 70, and my creatinine levels were abnormally high. I was prescribed some medication and the doctor reassured me that if I follow a healthy diet, be active and listen to his instructions, my kidneys may have a chance of surviving. You see, modern medicine has been claiming that kidney disease is an irreversible condition, and the only thing you can do is to prevent the damage from deteriorating. When I started medication, the first few days were quite horrible. Felt like I was on a sinking ship. Everything was spinning and there was a constant ringing in my ears. I didn't even have the energy to get out of bed and wash my face. Growing nervous quite often. Family and friends told me to be patient, that the symptoms will slowly fade away as my body adapts to treatment. And I would really do if there were any results to begin with. During the next checkup, tests showed my GFR was decreasing at 63 from 70, and I couldn't help fearing for the worst. My doctor said, "It is what it is." There were other methods if deemed necessary, such as dialysis and stronger medication, which made me gasp in horror. I've already heard and read about dialysis, how it steals every little sign of life you have left, tied to a machine for so many hours, being a hostage to your own body, draining every single chunk of money you have, traumatizing you, yielding you to depression and anxiety because you know how much you miss out. From a quick search, I found that dialysis cost ranges from $500 to $5,000 and lasts from 3 to 5 hours per session, being done at least 3 times a week. And the only alternative to this upcoming hell was a kidney transplant. I was terrified and scared. Kidney transplant is a grave surgery. You have to wait for years to find a matching donor, and even if you do, there's no guarantee for a successful procedure. In fact, even if the transplant isn't rejected, you have to live a quite harsh life, following a strict diet, being on heavy doses of immunosuppressants and steroids. Always alert and cautious not to catch diseases and infections and all that, with the risk of your new kidney failing at any time. And this soul-decimating disease catching you off guard once again, after enduring so much pain, physically and mentally, giving up and sacrificing countless things. And I couldn't stand my doctor telling me how I should do this and that, exercise, fix my diet, putting the blame on me. How was I supposed to diet and exercise when I didn't even have the strength to grab a glass of water? Which reminds me how drinking lots of water was a key factor. I did, and my kidneys only got worse. I was so desperate to escape the horror that awaited me that I convinced myself I was getting better. I wish I'd known about this easy way out before life took a nasty turn that slowly broke my family apart. And I would like to point out that I did take my medication, but I was so used to being in pain and feeling blurry that I didn't even notice how bad things were. It was a Monday morning, and while I was ready to leave for work, A sharp pain swept over me like a wave. It was like I had taken a blow from a hammer. All I can remember is how I lost my balance, fell from the stairs, finally collapsing on the floor, my wife's scream echoing in the distance. Luckily, I got away with no fractures or severe injuries, except for my back pain that got so unbearable that had me stuck in bed for weeks. All because of this monstrous disease, and my new blood results showed that I was on the verge of stage 4. Upon hearing the news, I couldn't help but wonder, is life worth living like this? A slave to this vicious disease that, except for my kidneys, now started plaguing my family. How many accidents like this one would follow? My poor wife. She had to take the role of a nurse, and I could see how all this was too much for her, how sad it made her, and how our kids wanted their parents back, feeling neglected and abandoned. Dragging them to this mess made me furious, doctors, scientists, the whole world. Then this fury would turn into depression, eating me alive, and I would go days without uttering a single word, or even taking a shower. And even though my back injury passed, I was literally a broken man. Until one Tuesday evening, when my wife stormed into our bedroom. "Get up. We're going to put an end to this once and for all," she said. "How?" I asked. "Your father is waiting for us," she said. "My father? How does he know about this?" I asked. "I told him. He wants to see you," she answered. "You see, my father has been coming from a family that had its roots in the Miwok tribe, a Native American community, once famed gatherers and whose descendants have survived until modern days. I couldn't bear for my father to see me like this. His people were tough and had gone through innumerable turbulences. I could only imagine how disappointed he'd be in me, his eyes when facing the sick and miserable man I've become. When we got to meet him, he asked me to stay with him for a couple of weeks. "Why?" I asked. "You're going to be as healthy as before," he said. I gave him a sad laugh. "Dad, there's nothing I can do about kidney disease. Soon enough, I'll be in need of dialysis treatments," I said. "If you listen to me, you're not going to need any of this. The only thing you have to do now is stay with me and your kidneys will heal," he replied. On the one hand, although I was very happy I got to see my father, I couldn't understand how living with him would make any difference. On the other hand, after giving it a second thought, I had nothing to lose, and being with him for a short period of time might lift my spirits up and drag me out of my misery. Even if it's just for a few weeks. "All right, show me what you got," I said. The next morning, my father handed me what seemed like a cold glass of tea. "Here, drink this," he said. "I don't really like tea. You know that," I said. "If you drink this every day, you'll see that your kidneys will start working again and the pain will start reducing," he answered. I didn't really believe this, not because I didn't trust my father, but because I was always skeptical about natural stuff treating health issues. I drank it anyway, and to my surprise it was very tasty. I kept following this routine every morning for a couple of days, and yet didn't notice any improvement. The only thing I've seen changing was my overall mood. I was slightly happier and more energetic than before. Nonetheless, my father told me it was too early for me to experience any results, and I should just keep drinking the mix. After a couple of weeks, something really strange happened. After I woke up and went to the bathroom, I noticed there was substantially less blood in my urine, almost zero. I was staggered. I was sure my eyes were deceiving me. And although my symptoms didn't vanish immediately, this was enough to keep me going and follow the program for as long as it took. After a few days, my urine was crystal clear, not even a straw of blood in it. My sides didn't hurt anymore and the vomit sensations were gone. The days I felt like I would faint out of nowhere were now history. In fact, I couldn't wait to meet my family and see the new me. However, my father said that before going back, it would be wise to check my GFR and creatinine levels just to be sure about my progress. When I held the results, my jaw almost dropped. My GFR levels have increased, reaching almost 90, while my urea and creatinine levels were significantly reduced. I just couldn't believe that this was real. I turned around to look at my father. "You know what this means, don't you? Your kidneys started functioning again as they should be," he said. "Dad, these levels, This is stage 1. I was on the verge of stage 4, I exclaimed. And now I understood why he insisted I stayed with him, and why he was so confident my kidneys will heal. In just a couple of weeks I was able to restore my kidney health and reverse my disease, going from end stage 3 to early stage 1. And not just that, but I escaped the horrendous methods my doctor had in the cards for me. My father suggested I keep following the program for a couple of months, just to make sure my kidneys are completely recharged. I told him he's a better doctor than all those suited guys would ever be. His remedy did what modern medicine claimed to be impossible: healed and restored my kidneys, making me go from stage 3 kidney disease to 100% healthy functioning kidneys. His answer, though, was a wake-up call that shook me. The worst thing, Jeremy, is that if your wife hadn't called, you would never reach out to me. And even if I had come to you, you wouldn't have listened to me. You'd think Miwok practices are just nonsense. Even though it's your own heritage, you trust modern science above everything, and just now that it blatantly disappointed you, you're willing to give this remedy a try. And what you discovered is that the disillusioned one and close-minded was you. And he was 100% right. I had to show the new readings to my doctor as soon as possible. Even though we haven't met in 6 months, he started explaining how dialysis works and why this was my best option. He didn't even care to ask me how I was. I interrupted him, saying I'm in no need for something like this and that he got the wrong idea. Then I handed him the tests. He raised his eyebrows and stared at me confused. He couldn't understand how these numbers were possible. He then said these results were either wrong or fake. He made me retake the test, and when I visited again, he was staring at me like an alien. He couldn't explain what happened. And to be honest, neither did I. So I decided to look it up and find out what makes this formula work so well. There had to be a scientific backup, I was sure. I started with the ingredients. The first one that caught my attention was niacin. As it turns out, this amazing vitamin not only nurtures your renal tissues, improves your GFR levels while reducing your creatinine ones, but also keeps your kidneys safe against extremely dangerous chemicals known as PFAS. Now, here's where things get very interesting. So listen closely. These toxic chemicals are man-made molecules from carbon and fluorine that have been widely utilized since the 1950s, absorbed by our bodies through the nose, lungs, mouth, and even the skin, eventually penetrating our bloodstream. These invisible molecules hide in sources none of us could ever imagine, such as cookware, hand wash and shampoo, dental floss, clothes, and even house cleaning products. It gets even scarier. Initially, they were used to create water and fire-resistant equipment for the US Army, but slowly entered retail markets because they were increasing product efficiency and practicality, eventually finding their ways into the human body. And the reason why these chemicals are so dangerous is because they are non-biodegradable, which means that when they enter our system, they cannot be metabolized. Or to put it more simply, they cannot be destroyed or flushed out by our defense mechanisms alone. However, I didn't understand what this had to do with my kidney problems, so I kept digging deeper. According to a research conducted by a team of scientists from the Harvard Medical School and the California University, and published in the scientific journal Environment International, PFAs are directly linked to deteriorating kidney health. I couldn't believe my eyes. I looked over to see how bad things are here in the US, and it's truly horrifying. The scientific journal Diabetes, Metabolic Syndrome and Obesity Targets and Therapy posits that PFAS traces have been observed in more than 90% of Americans, meaning almost all of us have these poisonous toxins hovering freely in our blood. The kidneys are the most vital organs in the human complex, primarily responsible for eliminating any harmful substances and toxins that enter our frameworks, and they do so by filtering our blood and getting rid of any acidic elements. Now, highly perilous stuff like the PFAS are a hard nut to crack, mainly for 3 reasons. First, the chemicals are causing high blood pressure levels by shrinking and tightening the blood vessels in our kidneys, resulting in reduced blood flow that greatly damages their function. Secondly, PFAS are charging towards the mitochondria, our cells' engines that are primarily responsible for fueling the kidneys with energy to execute their operations, causing further damage. And thirdly, they accelerate cholesterol levels that are associated with very low glomerular filtration rate, GFR, the most important indicator of kidney disease. When these happen, our tissues are no longer supplied with oxygen and kidneys lose their ability to export and filter any fluids and acids from your blood and body as a whole. This leads to a domino effect, where accumulated fluids and waste in your blood vessels further increase your blood pressure, since your kidney stops producing minerals, vitamins and hormones such as aldosterone, which is a mass blood pressure regulator, creating a vicious cycle with no way out. Now, your kidneys are severely hurt. They can no longer get rid of chemicals and waste in your blood, and toxicities like PFAS cannot be broken down, starting to build up in our kidney tissues until it's too late. But if the PFAS were invented back in the 1950s, then why did the Miwok people need such a remedy? It didn't make any sense to me. And then it hit me. Miwok people and other Native Americans have been battling with chemicals for centuries since the Europeans invaded and destroyed their land. Fires and mass murder, along with countless new diseases that the Europeans brought with them, led to deforestation, soil erosion and degradation, and forced the Aborigines to protect themselves and their health at any cost. And it looks like they made it, since their marvelous program was attacking the problem on two fronts. First, they had the ability to flush out the PFAS from your system, and second, to repair the damage they had done and restore your kidneys' function. I was speechless. I looked over the next ingredient, which was folic acid. Now this is an extremely valuable vitamin that significantly lowers your GFR levels. You see, when PFAS plague your kidney, its oxygen levels start decreasing drastically, and the worst scenario is to shut down completely. Folic acid is responsible for restoring the oxygen in the tissues by regenerating red blood cells, the oxygen carriers to all our organs. As a result, the blood vessels start widening, enabling blood flow and setting your kidney function back on track. Folic acid emerges as the savior, reinvigorating the kidneys, flushing out the chemicals, and safeguarding your body against their future attacks. Next, in my father's formula was vitamins B1, B2, and K1, a special combination of minerals that nourishes your whole body and boosts your energy while your kidneys take their time to repair. Once the PFAS are flushed out from your bloodstream and your kidneys' engines start working, this vitamin complex makes sure your whole body is getting what it needs so you can function during the day. Reading all this information, I was astonished. I was extremely excited to take this cleanser to my doctor and show him it's actually possible to rebound your kidneys, and that modern medicine was wrong about it. I told him everything: how I passed out and fell from the stairs, how my symptoms kept getting worse despite all the medication and indications he gave me, and how I ended up following a Miwok ritual that improved my kidneys in just a matter of weeks. I showed him everything my father showed me, and I was waiting for him to be staggered. But on the contrary, he threw me a demeaning look and told me that this information is far from groundbreaking. Scientists knew about them, tested them, and then dismissed them. There are new methods now, modern medicine practices like dialysis and transplant surgeries, and if I was so obsessed over an ancient herbal ritual, then maybe I should go and live in the woods. I was shocked. I resisted the urge to use some bad language, but then I remembered modern doctors were ignoring approaches like this and looked down to any alternative that didn't fit the strict and advanced medical agenda. I couldn't help but wonder, how many more people are there just like him, or just like I used to be? How many people follow whatever words come from a doctor's mouth religiously, without doubts, without questions, even though it is modern medicine that has been letting them down over and over again, even hurting them? And of course, many of them, just like my doctor, are turning a blind eye to anything new, something guaranteed to help them, like hundreds of thousands of people who've healed their kidneys. But some of them have no clue there are other ways than the regular methods that are being forced on them. And if they knew, they'd be willing to give it a shot and see the incredible results by themselves. So after thinking it through, I wouldn't waste my time anymore. I would share this formula with the world without any doctor's help. I'll admit it wasn't easy at all. I needed something very easy to follow, and my father told me that in order for this to work, the ingredients had to come from specific places, and the recipe needed to be 100% pure. So I asked my father to help me find what I was looking for. After weeks of researching, we found the right company to help us with this. We had the formula and knew how it worked, so we needed to make sure the ingredients were sourced, keeping the same high quality. To be honest, this was extremely difficult. There are a lot of folks out there just trying to profit on your goodwill. People trying to make a quick buck running on your desperation without giving 2 cents about the quality of the ingredients. My father and I searched in every corner of the world until we found the right ingredients. We only wanted to work with certified manufacturers to make sure that we get top-quality ingredients. It was an excruciating job. It took us several weeks, but we finally did it. I cried like a child as I was holding the formula that made me feel free and healthy again. We called it Renalisan, the all-natural Miwok cleanser that improves your kidneys' health without body-wrecking drugs, cruel procedures, and costly surgeries, in just a matter of weeks. Now you probably have 2 questions at this point. How do I get my hands on this incredible natural cleanser? And when and in what quantities should I take this supplement? I'll admit, it's hard for me to answer the first question. The truth is, most of the ingredients used to make this cleanser are really difficult to source, which makes our ability to keep high stocks of Renalisan on hand almost impossible. Everyone that has already tested Renalisan and restored their kidneys' optimal function, asking us for more bottles for themselves and for their families and friends, basically making our stock run out in days every time we get a new shipment. And very important, we produce Renalisan in small batches only. Once we run out, you'll have to wait another 3 months. This way we can keep the quality of our product high, so it will be 100% efficient. Since you're here right now, your product is reserved. But if you leave this page, we cannot guarantee supply when you come back. Now, before I answer the second question, when in what quantities you should take this supplement, there is something very important you need to know. To make this formula work for you depends on what your goal is and what the severity of your kidney's condition is and how long you've been exposed to the PFAS. Based on a test we made with our partnering labs on 775 men and women, while looking at the extent of kidney damage due to the PFAS exposure, I must say the results were shockingly bad. So our safe response to this is, don't risk it. After seeing the results of 134,800 people from all over the world, for everyone that suffers from deteriorating kidney health, we recommend taking at least 3 bottles of Renalisan, enough for a period of 90 days. And if you want to be completely safe and don't take any chances, then we recommend at least 6 bottles or more. This way you will be absolutely sure you restore your kidney's optimal function naturally. People like you and me, we have long forgotten how amazing these remedies can be, but the Miwok people still guard the secrets of nature and use them to stay healthy and strong all throughout their lives. This kidney cleanser that I have tested myself and tens of thousands of other people is so powerful that it can recharge your kidneys in just a matter of weeks. Once you flush these poisonous toxins out of your body, you will not have to deal with this destructive disease ever again. And there are 134,800 people, and counting, who've tried it ever since I started spreading the word. I get dozens of messages from them every single day telling me about their incredible results. Stacy Williams, a 43-year-old from Long Beach, California, says, "This pretty much saved my life. I got to a point where my lower back was insufferable. I found out it was my kidney and started freaking out. So after searching on the internet, I took a gamble on this, and I can happily say that after a short time of taking these, the pain is virtually gone. I will be ordering more and continue to take these on the regular. Guys, keep it up. Brenda Hill, 67 years old grandmother from Green Bay, Wisconsin says, I had bad numbers for BUN and creatinine, which indicated kidney disease. After taking your kidney cleanser, my BUN number was in the normal range and the creatinine was just outside normal. In short, you literally saved me from a miserable life. It's so sad that people spend a bunch of money on specialists, doctors and drugs. Do yourself a favor and try this wonderful product. Don't waste your money and time. Matt Foster, 61 years old, from Texas, writes, bought these kidney cleanse supplements as my doctor told me I was in need of dialysis, and I immediately started searching for a less expensive solution. Not sure if these would help, but I decided to give them a try. And within weeks of taking 2 a day, the ache in my left abdomen was gone, and my GFR readings were almost normal. I was lost for words. You saved me a lot of money, sir. Thank you. These are just 3 of the 134,800 people that have tried the MIWOC program ever since I put this video up. And my inbox is full of messages just like these from people who just can't believe they've restored their kidney optimal function. Right now, they aren't on heavy medication or restrictive diets, which is great. But the best thing is that they finally got rid of all the headaches, the suffocating side and back pain, the fatigue and the risk of kidney failure. Plus, they will no longer spend a fortune on doctors and dialysis sessions. And that's why it was so hard to put a price on it. Because for me, it's more about spreading the word than it is about the money. But unfortunately, in these days, even sharing a revolutionary method like this one doesn't come free. Putting together a system, making the website, spreading it on the internet, and even putting aside some money just in case we'll ever have to fight those people who are so desperately trying to get the formula removed off the internet. All these things are expensive. To be honest, at first I had no idea how to proceed. So after consulting with my father, I decided to make this video and put it up on the internet. So here's how you can be 100% sure the MIWOC blend is the real deal and the results are just as good as promised. First of all, it will cost you pennies compared to all the other alternatives. I am completely against overpriced products, because I know exactly what it's like to be tricked into expensive methods that do nothing for you. Some marketing experts recommended charging $247 for the program. My face probably twisted in an unnatural way, because they rushed to tell me I could charge even more if $247 isn't enough for me, because the product is really good and it would sell anyway. And yet, I wanted to charge the minimum possible, and I mean the tiniest price they could possibly come up with. Of course, they looked at each other like I was insane and tried to convince me I could get riches, fame, and a special place in paradise with my name written in gold letters. But I kept insisting they come up with the minimal price, so they did as I wished. The results of this productive little talk is that right now I am able to tell you, you won't have to pay $247 or $147, or even 99. I'm happy to say that today you can finally turn your kidneys' engines on and get Renalisan for just $69 and not a penny more. This money will be used to keep the website up and running, pay the tech team behind the video, and a little surprise for you. A special customer service team that will be here for you 24/7 to help you with any questions or dilemmas you may have about the program. They know everything there is to know about the program. Most of them have already tried it and are now enjoying optimal functioning kidneys, so you can ask them anything that crosses your mind. And I'm going to do something even better. Our manufacturing partner gave us permission to offer a discount on the 6-bottle package of Renalisan. You can get them for only $49 per bottle, and you also get free shipping for as long as the supply lasts. Now, if this sounds good for you, here's what you need to do next. Select the 6-bottle package or any other package you want. hit the button below and fill the form on the other page. Once you've secured your order, in 7 days from now you'll get right at your doorstep. This program is about to turn your life around. So here's what I'm going to do next. Once you've selected your package below, hit the order button and secure your order. You're going to get a 60-day money-back guarantee on Renalisan. No questions asked, no hassle, no red tape. If you don't experience great results with this formula, if you are not excited and happy that you can enjoy life again and just feel free and safe as a healthy person does, then just send me an email and I will refund your entire investment without asking any questions and with no hard feeling whatsoever. Just imagine this. Soon, you'll be seeing the first results, and let me tell you, they feel like you've never felt before. Your kidneys are now nourished and able to filtrate your blood and protect your body from outer toxins. You are now healthy and ready to thrive on life like you've always deserved, without worrying to death about sadistic methods, forcing you to spend the rest of your time tied to a machine, leaving you with empty pockets, breaking your family apart. You end up believing that this is how life's going to be. They say that kidney disease is genetic or an aftermath of illnesses like type 2 diabetes, and once these organs are damaged, there's nothing you can do to make them work again. But once you start this program, you'll see for yourself that reversing any damage not only is possible, but effortless as well, feeling like the most natural thing in the world. In just a matter of weeks, you'll throw all those prescriptions away, and when you'll do your annual checkup, your doctor will be amazed. Your kidneys will be back to normal, your urinary system will work like a clock, and all these without dialysis and strict diets. And I will bet you $100 right now that your doctor will make you take the test at least twice, because he simply can't understand how your kidneys rebounded. That's how powerful the MIWOC program is, and it's absolutely amazing that after so many centuries, it still works like a Swiss watch. Better than any other option out there, ranging from the most expensive pills to transplant surgery. Right now, this program is one click away from you. 1 second. Just click on the button below, and we'll have the package sent to your door. You have a full 60-day money-back guarantee that protects your investment the whole time, so there's no risk whatsoever. Although when you think of what you're risking here, compared with what you spend on one single visit to the doctor, not including the cost of dialysis sessions or the basket of pills you have to change over and over again. This is a one-time fee for a program that will last you for years to come, if not for a lifetime. But even so, it's a guaranteed risk-free program, so you don't have to worry about a thing when you press that button. As I said before, the only thing you lose is your acute back pain and extreme dizziness. But what you gain? Crystal clear urine and optimal kidneys in just a matter of weeks, completely naturally without any side effects. Well, I'd say that can compensate for your loss, don't you think? Now look, this isn't a decision you need to sleep on. It's either reviving your kidneys now or slowly suffering kidney failure until it's game over. Right now, you have to choose between reversing your disease or spending your whole life on blood-draining machines and waiting for your name to go up on transplant lists. Think about your mental health. Think about your family, your work, your money, your time. Why force yourself to go through this when you can choose the easy way, the natural way that stops kidney damage once and for all, and also dirt cheap if you compare it to any other method? So don't waste another second. Select the 6 bottles package or any other package you want. Click on the button below and get the kidney cleanser now. And after you've successfully tried it, I can't wait to hear about your results. Still here? No worries, I understand. Especially given the amazing secrets that I've revealed in this presentation. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me answer some of the most important questions we receive about Renalisan, so you can go ahead and select one of the packages below with full confidence. Is Renalisan right for me? I'll admit, I get this question quite often, and the answer is always the same. If you suffer from kidney disease, doesn't matter what stage, kidney stones, acute kidney infection, and haven't been able to stop the deterioration and constantly see blood on your urines, your limbs are swelling and your sides and back feel like are being stabbed by a hot needle, then Renalisan is definitely right for you. The root cause of your kidney condition is a dangerous leak, which is caused by man-made molecules that hijack your blood and attack your kidney's tissues and cells. These toxins, the PFAS, are found in frying pans, hand soaps, ropes, cosmetics, even clothes. They enter your bloodstream via your nostrils and lungs, your mouth, and yes, even your skin. The key in fighting this invisible yet dangerous enemy is a set of natural compounds found in some specific traditional Miwok remedies and known by the Miwok people for centuries. Renalisan is a 100% natural supplement which contains all the powerful ingredients from these superfoods, fueled with specific vitamins to boost its power. Once you start taking Renalisan, it will fuel your kidneys with the necessary nutrients to battle and bash the PFAS infestation and reverse and repair the damage it has caused. And after these dangerous chemicals are flushed out of your system, your kidneys will start to improve in almost no time. You'll be 100% healthy with no side effects, just like you deserved from the moment you were born. Is Renalisan safe to use? Extremely so. Renalisan has been successfully tested by more than 134,800 men and women from all over the world with absolutely no reported side effects. Well, maybe the only side effect is you keeping your money in your pockets and not funding Big Pharma's shady business. Renalisan addresses the real root cause of your kidney disease in an extremely safe and natural way. Now, of course, if you suffer from allergies or other certain medical conditions at this very moment, we strongly advise that you consult with your doctor first. How should I use Renalisan? In order to achieve optimal results, we recommend you take 1 power capsule after breakfast, lunch or dinner daily with a big glass of water. It should provide you with the necessary energy intake as well as extra protection against the dangerous PFAS. What do you mean by risk-free guarantee? We are so confident our formula will help you revive your kidneys that we decided to give a risk-free 60-day money-back guarantee when you secure your order today. Every single bottle of Renalisan comes with my personal promise it will work for you and our 60-day 100% money-back guarantee. Even if you're only 99% satisfied and you don't want Renalisan anymore, send us an email and we'll refund every penny you invested. No questions asked, no hassle, no red tape. For how long will Renalisan still be available? First of all, you should know that the only place you can get Renalisan is right here on this page. As for how long Renalisan will still be available on this page, I'm not really sure. History has shown us that the big pharma fat cats are not going to sit on the bench and watch as their margins turn into dust. They'll spend as much money as they need in legal fees to shut down this site. This may be your last chance to get Renalisan. The choice is up to you, of course, but I wouldn't wait. This website might be gone even if you accidentally hit the refresh button. Why haven't I heard of this before? So far, this Miwok secret has never left the community. It's been passed and secretly guarded from generation to generation. First of all, the Miwok people aren't extremely connected with the modern world we live in. And secondly, because most people would instantly reject this program because they blindly trust today's medicine. There is actual scientific evidence in a recent groundbreaking research published in the Journal of Computational and Structural Biotechnology proving this is guaranteed to work for anyone. If you're like me and modern medicine has disappointed you over and over again, promised you results that never happened, or worse, burdened you with horrific side effects, then this natural program is right for you. What happens after I click the buy button? Once you click on the link below, you will be redirected to our secure order page, where your package awaits. Once you finish your order, which will not take you more than 60 seconds, we will ship the package directly to your door. Then you can reverse your kidney damage in just a matter of weeks with just 1 glass of water and a capsule per day. I hope I answered all your remaining questions, and by now you can safely and confidently order your own supply of Renalisan today. Also, I feel like it's my duty to confess that in order to achieve the best results, my personal recommendation for you is to choose either the 6 or at least 3 bottle package. So go ahead and secure your package now, fill in the shipping details on the other side, and start enjoying the benefits Renalisan has prepared for you. I look forward to hearing your success story.